All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. All right, everybody, look, we're going to jump right in. You see the title of the broadcast, so we're going to jump right in, not waste any time. I'm doing this broadcast because I did the video about Serena Williams' hairstyle, not about Serena Williams, the hairstyle and the impact that it has on our little girls. I have a little girl. I've told you all of that. Many of you have little girls, and I told you the dangers of promoting beauty images that are contrary to our images and the promotion of that beauty standard by people who look like me and you, our women. Well, I received some comments from women who said, one woman, she said in here, well, I knew it was just another male, black woman bashing video. Let me get something clear for everybody right now. No, I love the sisters. I love the sisters. I told you a story. Now, I love in all shades, all colors, all spectrums, all types, the way they are, all of them. Dark, light, in between, medium color, big, small, whatever. I love you. I love women. It's beautiful. I'm all man and I love them. Okay. Now, the other women of the world, I love you too. Love you too. But we have a problem here. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the problem that faces us as a people that is destroying the psychology of our young children. And that's what this video is about. So let me make it clear again one more time. No, I'm not anti-black woman. I think this dude, Kevin Samuels, I'm not sure. Y'all tell me, put it in the comments. I think I heard a lot of controversy about him bashing women. No, that's not what this is about. I love my mama, my sister. I got a beautiful black mama and a beautiful black sister. Love them. Love them. I got a beautiful black wife. Love her too. So let's make sure you understand. So today, what we're going to talk about is those brothers who are doing the exact same thing as the sisters who want to promote the standard and image of beauty that is that of people who don't look like me and you. You know, the W's. So I'm going to show you right next to me, you're going to see some images pop up, and I'm going to give you a kind of an example. So we're going to go through and kind of get into it so you understand fully that there's an intentional effort, an agenda by a group of people who promote these images to develop in us a sense of self-hatred. And you can tell that that self-hatred exists because of the physical form it takes with the hair. But it's not only the hair. This is what leads to the lightening of the skin. This is what leads to the desire to choose a mate, a lifelong mate that's not a beautiful black person like me and you. And again, I told you, black is not only the color, it's a consciousness, it's an idea, it's a way of looking at life in such a way that you value black culture, African culture, identity, that you value black characteristics of a person. My hair, okay? My hair. So I'm going to start with you, with me as a person. I had a beautiful mama. Beautiful mama. Me and her, we even looked alike. We very close. My mother told me that she told me she loved me, but we were very close. She said one day she just told me, she looked at my hair and she said, "Boy, you got it rough." I was like, "What are you what? What are you talking about, Mama?" She said, "Boy, your hair is just like mine. It's gonna be hard on you. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to do something with your hair." Now, my mother loved me. She didn't know any better, and she thought her hair was horrible. She didn't know because she was a victim of the same system that places those thoughts in our minds. And they don't do it directly and verbally. They do it with everything around us in the environment. They actually even do it verbally, not necessarily from them. And I'm talking about the W's who do it because they control the media. They control the television, the radio, the social media. They control all of it. All of your printing of the posters and magazines. We're going to get more into that in a minute. But she told me that my hair was horrible. She told me. Now, later on, before she passed away, she went to these places, these shops where they were doing, I think they were like twist kind of dreads. And they told her, no, your hair is beautiful. These are people that are Afrocentric. They had a love for their culture, a love for their identity. And they twisted her hair up, and her hair became so like just beautiful, long, and all of this. And it was in the beautiful locks. I think they called them sister locks. And then she began to appreciate and love her hair. And she said that she never knew her hair could grow like this. Now, for me, I love you. You could be bald. I don't care. You could have no hair at all. I love you. You're a woman. I'm looking at your womanness, not your hairness. I don't care about that. But it's important to our women because naturally they like a flower that attracts a bee or something, or a peacock. It spreads its feathers to attract a male or female, or however it works. My point is, naturally, women have a desire to be attractive so that men come to them. So that's a beautiful thing. I don't have any problem with that. Now, let me get back to the damage that's intentionally being inflicted upon our people by the people in control of our society all over the globe. And I'm going to prove to you that it's all over the globe. So first, let's go back to America. Take a look here. Okay. Now, I'm showing you pictures of men. And what are they doing? They're doing the same thing that our sisters are doing. They may not have the blonde hair here, but that's coming. Here you see back as far as the 1920s, and it was before then too, but back during the 1920s when they started, introducing us into their societies to promote us through entertainment and through that, the radio and through all those forms of media where they would be showing us to their people, they didn't want to see our hair. And so in order to really become, promoted, you had to straighten your hair. Now, some of the people, I'm sure, they didn't do it only for the sole purpose of getting a gig, getting a job, getting the musical contract, singing the song, being the band leader, all that. No, because you see the brother here, he's a band leader. They didn't do it only for that. Some of them began to develop a desire for it, a likingness for it, because all of the images that they were seeing of the celebrities were that way. The whites, the people, back during the day, that, they wore their hair in this way. And so you're seeing now the 20s, you're seeing images of the 30s, and this is what the men were doing. That's why I was telling you, our men, the buck stops with us, the men. There were things that we were supposed to do hundreds, thousands of years ago that we didn't do. One of which, okay, you got this great skill as a musician. You can arrange the music. You're a great actor. Just tell the people you're not going to do it. No, I'm not. My hair is beautiful like this. Okay, get somebody else. But the money, because they control the economics of our society. You need the money. You desire the money. Now, if you're going to get the money, do something good with it. Help the people. Help build businesses. This is what I've talked to you about before, but that's another video. So as you see, we're moving through the timeline. And you see that this desire, this hairstyle, the men were doing it too. The men were doing it. They were straightening their hair. I'm trying to get a picture of some conch, perm, lie, dye, whatever they called it. Way back then they were doing it. Okay? Now, these are our men, the protectors of our society. clearly operating and functioning in a way that's not protective of our self-esteem, our self image, to look at our self-image and have one that's positive, being proud of our attributes. Okay, so now let's get into the 50s. Now you're going to see, as we get into the 50s, coming out of the 40s and all of that, good times, everything going great. You get into the 50s, then they started adding another element to it. And these are our men with a responsibility to protect our children and the minds of our children, the minds of our women, our family, and our other boys. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. Now, this particular segment of society is just like the segment of society today. They're influencers. How are they influencers? Well, if you're on TV, everybody's looking at you. They're admiring you. If you're on the radio and they're listening to your song, you're influencing their culture, the way they want to dress, the way they want to look, the way they want to talk, the way they want to sound, the way they wear their hair. Okay? So please understand, it's not bashing women. I love the women. I love the women. Love them. All of them. Love them. Since I was a little boy. Okay? All right. So you see here in the 50s, now you got this brother. This brother, I think he's no longer with us. I think he's moved on. But he was very famous. I'm talking about Little Richard. Yeah, Little Richard. Y'all, do you remember Little Richard? Okay. Little Richard, in case you don't know, you young people, and show these videos to the young people so they understand what's happening to them. Everybody tends to think that, I'm free. I'm doing what I want to do. I make this choice because it's my choice. I'm making this. No. You're not making a choice freely right now. No, because we aren't in control of our society. I did a video a long time ago and I told you all of the choices are being made for you. So you're giving multiple choices to make a choice. So when you make the choice, you believe it's free choice because you had options. But somebody gave you the options, the same way they do with this voting. You think you picking the president. They gave you 2 people to pick. They gave you 3, 4, 5 of them. They gave them to you. And now you think you picking somebody. You didn't pick anybody. They picked them for you. How you going to pick something that somebody picked for you? Use your brain. Start thinking. So here we go. We got this brother here. Now, his hair is straight and in the big thing and all that. Okay. Then that was the switching, the adding, like the upsell. Because he was a very peculiar brother, don't you remember? He's a very peculiar brother. And his hairstyle, the way he wore his makeup, the way he did his eyes, he's very similar to a woman. Remember? Very, very effeminate. Okay? Now, you had another brother coming up around the same time. You know him. Here he is. That's good brother James Brown, who Michael Jackson idolized, who openly said his idol was James Brown. You remember that? But look at his hair. Now, he didn't have to wear his hair that way. You got other pictures. I'm going to get them for you. You got other pictures where his hair wasn't straightened, pressed, whatever, conked, permed, whatever you want to call it. This is what they were doing. So they're no different than the sisters. No. And I told you guys I was going to do this video. It's just that it was such a glaring thing now because the dominant image that they're pushing on us, the dominant issue that they're pushing on our women is the straight blonde hair, which is a signal and symbol to the W establishment that you don't have to fear me. I'm with you. I love you, in fact. I'm with you. I'm supporting you. I love you. And I understand this is the image that I must sell to my people. And then you combine that with the fact that, no, don't get with a like, let me just tell you, I'm glad this came up. One of the comments in my box came from, I think, a sister. It's hard to tell because you know I can't see you. I just see your comments and whatever your handle is. But one of the comments was, okay, yeah, black women, it was something like this. Black women need to stay in their lane and don't have nothing to do with black men. That's the comment. Now, you do know that that's psychological damage. That's psychosis. That's a problem. That's a problem with an individual who's been impacted by the current society that we live in. You can go back and listen if you want to listen to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. You can go back and listen to her, and she'll give you some insight into all of that and all of that. But it's obvious. We don't have to always do this. Common sense. The monkeys aren't saying they don't want to be with the other monkeys. The bears and tigers and lions and all of them, they're not saying they don't want to be with the bears and tigers and lions. They're not saying they want to, you got the bear, the male bear, and he want to go over there and be with the other male bear. That's not what they're saying. It's not what they're doing. Okay? And you don't have a bear going to get with a coyote. You don't have a panther going to get with, a pit bull. No, you don't have that foolishness taking place, okay? But among us, because of the psychosis, you got that happening. You got a person like this telling us, don't be with another brother. Well, why in the world would you do that? That's your protector, your provider. Now, that doesn't mean the men don't have problems, because they do. I'm showing you that here. But the sisters, we got problems too. All of us, me too. As I told you in the beginning, what happened with me and my mother, we have all been impacted by this white supremacist system that has an agenda to destroy your self-esteem, to make you get rid of your characteristics. And they use fancy terms to make you think that this is okay. They call it assimilation. But it's not assimilation in the sense that, hey, come on, multicultural, we all come in here, you got your way of doing things, your way of thinking, it's beautiful, my way of thinking, that's beautiful. All that would be great. I'm all for that if that was real. But it's not real, it's a lie. Assimilation means get rid of your culture, get rid of everything that you believe in, the way, things that you do, your tradition, and assume and accept theirs. They got another word for it. Eurocentric, I think. Something like that. But what I'm showing you is here you got this brother, James Brown. He didn't have to have his hair like that. He didn't have to have his hair like that. And you're going to see, here's some other pictures of him with an afro. And why is this significant? It's significant because the psychology of the people was damaged so bad back then that this brother had to release a record called I'm Black and I'm Proud. I appreciate him doing that. I appreciate him making an effort. I don't know what happened in his mind, what happened at that time in his life, but during the 60s, all over the world, many of you think it only happened in our neighborhood over in America, but all over the world, the people were realizing that, no, we're proud people and we want to be left alone, and we stood up for our rights. We want to be free. We don't want to have any problem. They called it over here in America civil rights, but over there in Africa, they were fighting for independence. Freedom, all at the same time. And it was in South America too, all over the world. Just like today, it's happening all over the world. The people are tired, okay? But it's a video for another day. But I'm showing you that James Brown, who, again, put out the record, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Okay, if you black and you proud, brother, then we're going to see after the record, did he go back to the straight processed hair? And if you black and you proud, what's wrong with this right here? Now, just to show you, we're going to get back to this, but let me just bring myself into it. I told you, I'm a victim of it too. You are too. We all are. When I was 16 years old, I was in 10th grade, and that was probably 1982. So, back then the Prince thing was going, the Michael Jackson thing was going, and what? Jerry curl, curls and all that. You remember? I know you remember if you're old enough, and tell your young people, because this is how we're being indoctrinated. And this is how we're being influenced. They're putting the celebrities in front of us. So Michael Jackson, he had the Jerry curl, and then Prince had the Jerry curl. He had some kind of curl, maybe it wasn't juicy, who knows? But it was the curly look. Now, I want you to understand. So I, like many of us, they had beauty salons strictly for going to get your hair Jerry curled, and we all were doing it. Buying the juice. They selling you products. Capitalism. Yeah. One of my teachers told me, he might be listening. I was told he listens. He told me back then, he said, hey man, look, man, take that stuff out of your hair, man. Just take that out of your hair. Just wear your hair. Now, this brother he had some sense of pride. I'll say some sense. And he knows why. If he's listened to me, he knows why I say some. Okay? Some. And brother, no, you're a good brother. I love you. I hope you understand. I'm talking about some. You know what I'm talking about. He wore his hair natural all while I was through school. So he was a great role model in that sense. He's a proud, strong black man teaching us. Okay. There were a couple of things he did. He knows. He knows. And brother, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. So he was doing it. He told me, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't receive the message to take it out of my hair, wear my hair natural, and be proud of it. I couldn't receive the message because everywhere I looked, this was the thing. Everybody was wearing the hair, trying to wear the hair like Prince. Everybody was trying to wear the hair like Michael Jackson. We all had Jerry curls. Influence. So James Brown, who wrote the song "I'm Black and I'm Proud," did he go back to it? If he was black and proud, he should have stayed the same way and then led the whole people into a certain consciousness. Okay, but now we're talking the 60s. Okay? 50s, 60s. Now, because of the 60s movement, everybody coming proud, you start seeing that Afro come back. And remember, I'm talking to brothers now, not the sisters. The sisters too were wearing their afros, but that's not what this video is about. All of us, male and female, that 60s, going into the 70s, everybody was wearing the big fros. Y'all remember the Jackson 5, the Silvers, all of these people? Everybody wearing the big fros. Proud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay? Men. But then, see, those W's, they outthink us in some ways. They understand, oh, this is a problem. People, what? People getting proud to be black? Problem. People are fighting for civil rights. People, black and togetherness and unity? Oh, problem. So they switched everybody from this celebrity with the fros to now you follow the celebrities with the curls. And add the other element. Remember that brother I showed you before, James Brown? Little Richard. So then all of the celebrities of the time begin to take on a very, very, very feminine quality. Now, I don't have this, but I'm going to try to put it in here. That change happened going from the 70s to the 80s. Because in the 70s, we had Stevie Wonder. You understand? We had, what's our good brother Marvin Gaye? Beards and strong. And this is the image. Teddy Pendergrass, which the situation, and we'll get into that. That's another video too, because of how these people choose who they choose to promote. The point was, they looked masculine. They had the afros. You understand? And then they flipped it on us because we don't control the people. We don't control the image. We don't control. You have people, executives, who will tell you, no, you have to be this way. It has to look this way. It has to be this way. So in the 80s, it switched to the Jerry curl, left the straight hair processing with the hot comb and the rollers and all of that to straighten your hair, and the conch. It was still kind of the conch because it had the Jerry curl was a perm, and you get to what kind of curl you get it. You're trying to get it straight, or you're trying to get it curly. All of that men were doing. Men Me too. Sitting in a shop for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, under the dryer, waiting on the curb. Foolishness for men. Now, the nature of a man, unless he has some other issues, generally dudes, they don't want to keep doing that. You get tired of that. You know, it's just like sitting up, you know, trying to get your eyebrows. And you see some brothers, I remember during a period they had people coming up. I think this might have been the 90s or so, maybe the 90s, early 2000s, maybe. That, you know, I forget what they called it, you know, when they would say the man, he was a certain way because he got men kind of polishing their nails, and you got men, all that. Okay, that's what you want to do, brother. Help yourself. I got a boy. My boy's going to be a man. He's going to be strong, and he's going to be, you know, about manly things. So you have now the transition. Prince was introduced to us. Very similar to Little Richard. Very similar. And don't misunderstand, I love his music. It's great music. Prince fan, Prince fan. Love it. It's beautiful music. Just great music. Then Michael Jackson. Take a look here. You remember James Brown? James Brown was the Michael Jackson of his day. Black brother. Then you start to switch us so that Michael Jackson, as he moved forward, he lost his masculine appearance. And Prince, you know, he stayed with the kind of on the feminine side. Now, that was the 80s. So it was kind of working, but then they had a little problem. They had a problem because what started to develop was that rap music. Them young brothers coming out of Los Angeles, New York, Los Angeles, whatever. I don't have time for all that foolishness with I wish I came out. It doesn't matter. The point is that the transition began to change. Put another monkey wrench into the W's agenda of imagery and identity control. During that period, now you see our brother here, the Prince look, the Michael Jackson look. Then the Prince look was very similar to the Little Richard look, where they added in the kind of touch of softness and feminine. Even, you know, El DeBarge was in there. Now, that whole El DeBarge thing, that was adding a whole nother element along with Prince and all the other people, where they were starting to add in now the colorization. Okay? But look at their hair. Like the curve. The curls, the straight, they were like the W's. A loss of identity. The afros were gone. By the time we got to the 80s, the afros, it was pretty much a wrap. That was gone. But at the introduction between the 80s and the 90s, with the rappers coming in and kind of the hardcore gangster thug thing kind of coming in, again, imagery. You had some of them in the beginning. I believe, you know, what was that brother? I think Ice Cube may have wore a curl early on, and I think the other brother, Eazy-E, I think he might have wore a curl, and there was some few other brothers mixing all of that in. And as you see, look at the video here. I think this DJ Quick. Okay, see, we're still straight in all of this. Okay, now this, because I'm gonna stop here. I wanna bring up something because we're getting closer to the modern day. I want you to see these are all men now. These are all men. So don't think it's all the women. I was never saying that. But you see these men. So Essence now releases, I just saw it. I don't know when it was released. And it doesn't really matter, because what I'm showing you is we went back to 1920. Now we're getting closer and closer up to the 2000s. Okay, the 1990s to 2000s. And I just told you about DJ Quick. He's in here. I don't think Ice Cube is in here. But I'm going to now walk you through, show you these images that the Essence people are showing, highlighting. All right. And now I want to read something to you. So hold on one second. I'm going to put the first image up here, and then I'm going to read to you. No, you know what? In fact, no, I'm going to do it at the end. Wait, I'm going to do it at the end. So anyway, we're going to go through these people. Now, as I'm talking, you're going to see these images change of these brothers, and all of them, what? Straight hair. Yes. straight hair. Just like the women. Now, where's the pride? Men. Where's the pride? Where is the self-esteem for you? And in essence, they're not innocent. When I read to you what Essence says, at the end, you'll understand. Essence is not promoting blackness, self-esteem. That's not what they're promoting in this article. No, because they got a list of celebrities, and I told you celebrities are influencers. All this whole range, and all these people you see as we're moving through the list, all of them, straight hair. You understand? And who is that influencing? Our boys. They're influencing our boys. But now we're up to that period of the 90s going into the 2000s. They want to hold on to it. Some of these are even recent, in the 2010 maybe. But certainly in the 2000s, this is recent. So they want to kind of keep it in the minds of the boys. Maybe they can bring it back. Maybe they can make brothers want to do it. You see Andre 2000 in there. Yeah, he's in there. Andre 2000. Now, and don't misunderstand. Again, just like Serena, I'm not attacking them. No, it's not the individual. I was a victim. We all are victims. What I'm saying is, just like I'm older now, I know better, but I've known for a little while. Once you get older and you recognize what's happening, you're supposed to do something about it. Just like the good sister did. She sent me a comment. I got your comment, and I'm aware of it. And I got another video coming up to show you how even in this situation, there are things that we can do, and should start doing immediately and continue to do to protect the minds of our children, so that our children, and in this case, our young boys, are not looking at these men with these straight hair and then wanting to roll like that. Now, they'll defend it. Just like there are a lot of women who, because the truth of the matter is very sensitive, people get hurt. I understand it. Just like our good brother Grandmaster Jay's facts over feelings. This is just how my hair comes out. I don't have to manipulate it. And I know I look good. That's what I got that line actually from my wife's father. And that brother said, I know I look good. And this dude, he's 80 something years old. He'll tell you that straight right now. Yeah. So anyway, but what I mean by looking good, I'm saying naturally, my nose, my lips, my eye, my hair, it's all beautiful, just like our sisters. They're beautiful whatever way they come. They're sisters. They're women. And again, all women for me, I'm attracted to women. So all women look good to me. I don't care where they come from, what they look like. They're women. They got the right clothes on, the right look. I mean, I'm like, ooh. But I love our sisters naturally. And I want you to know, if you came out and you didn't have any wigs on, anything like that, I'm loving you. I'm like, ooh, who is that? Okay? It don't have anything to do with, is your hair straight? Is it blonde? Is it red? Is it pink? Is it purple? Do you got curly hair? Or is it tight neck? It don't have nothing to do with that. No, you look beautiful to me anyway. So anyway, we're back to this. Here you can see Essence gives us this list here. And in this list, you see, I told you Andre 2000, you got Snoop Dogg in there. Our good brother Cat Williams, he came out that way. Not came out. He came out with his hair looking that way. And he had other hairstyles. And I had no problem with those brothers. It's not personal. It has nothing to do with that. It's the imagery that is being shown to our children that we have to change, because it's corrupting their minds. And it's leading to such self-hatred that our children are looking for all the ways to change themselves from being beautiful, black children to something else. And in this case, there is the idea, if you're white, it's right. If you're light, you're all right. If you're black, get back. Some foolishness like that. Now, as we go further, you see, we keep going down this list of people from Essence. You'll see that this is the modern time of the men. And while it doesn't get promoted as much as the women, because I told you they come at the women first, they come at them hard because it's easier for them with this tactic, with this strategy, to manipulate their minds, because it's a beauty thing and women want that. They desire that. They get it from the time that they're little babies with the baby dolls, the Barbie dolls, and all of this kind of stuff. Everywhere they turn, there's a beautiful woman. And the image that they're going to promote now, this has nothing to do with our sisters. Because they're not in control of that. You're not in control of that. When you're born, you're a baby. If you're born with a black man and a white woman, you're a baby. You didn't have anything to do with that. You came into the world and you're existing. You're trying to survive like everybody else. But the fact that that happened, the people in charge are using that as a tool against us. And that's what has to be talked about. And our beautiful light-skinned brothers and sisters, there are many of them who know it. They understand it because they experience it too. The brothers and sisters, when they come to hang you with the rope, they're not really concerned that you light or dark. They're going to come at you and hang you. Now, yeah, they'd love to get rid of the darker ones first if they could, I'm sure. But the light-skinned people have that same problem. They understand what's happening to them. Now, some of them choose to side with those in power. I think Amber Rose just did something. She wasn't the only one. Stacey Dash and all the rest of them. They choose to go that way. But these are things that we have to talk about openly. We can't hide these things. So I'm bringing it up so that you understand, as a black person, our men here had the same problem as the women. So there's no exception. You can't get away from that. And if the men would have done what they were supposed to do, fought to the death, until the point where you're going to have to get rid of every single one of us. We ain't giving up nothing. Period. This is where what should have been done back then. Now, as you see, these brothers with straight hair. Now, let me get to this article. Let me read this to you real quick here. I'm going to put it up on the screen if I can, and then I'm going to read it. All right, hold on. Okay, all right, what you see here, Essence, they talk about having these particular celebrities, these influencers. They know that they're influencers. And Essence, I don't know if I said Ebony, but Essence, it's Essence. Essence isn't writing an article talking about we need to get back to a sense of pride. That's not how they presented their article. They presented it in such a way that said this is cool. They even go so far as to say we applaud them. Do you understand? We understand. Now, remember in the 90s, moving into the 2000s, I told you the rap thing got kind of big. So then everybody started cutting their hair, wearing the shortcut, and it was beautiful. It was good, giving us back a sense of pride. And as I told you, men sitting down in the shop with the curlers in the hand, then spraying the stuff on. Men weren't going to do that and continue to do that. It's just really not a natural situation for a brother to be in. Most men aren't going to do that and be comfortable with sitting down doing that. They just don't do it. You could argue whatever way you want. No, it's just clear. It's obvious. Why? They changed it. They're not doing it. Now, some of them now, because of the promotion of things happening now, let me slip this picture in of this brother here. Because I put him in another video a while ago. Remember I told you the Little Richard, even Michael Jackson, when he went in kind of very feminine looking Prince, the whole nine. Now you got brothers flat out that they're using in a way to influence your mind, to lead you in a certain way. Well, the dresses became a big thing and influencing fashion so that you can make brother think that, okay, well, if you dress like this, it's still cool, and and you wear a skirt like a woman, or Now, I want you to understand, this is not by accident or by design. Back in the 60s, all of the musical groups, even before then, The thing was, when you come to present your act or your talent before the public, you dressed up. You got in your finest clothes and you wore your best and you came out and you look good. Look at the Temptations. Look at all those groups, the singing groups, male and female, the Supremes and all these different groups. They were all dressed very, very well, coming before you to perform, and they put on their best. But then they switched. They could have continued that. But they had a different agenda in mind. The same way that they went through the imagery of the hair, they wanted to downgrade our dress. We were some of the best dressers in the world. Brothers and sisters just have immaculate taste when it comes to decor, wardrobe. This is just our culture. And you can see it in our traditional fabrics, our patterns, all of those things. Very, 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 very nice. Very, very nice. It's just naturally in us to do. So as you see, this whole list of brothers here, all now up until today, wearing their hair in that way. Started to change again in the 90s. And then it kind of snowballed into a thing where now brothers are wearing their hair, everybody generally wearing the low cut. Now you got the introduction kind of which was happening in the Caribbean islands and some of the other places with the dreads. People are introducing that. But the emphasis is kind of still long, for those who want to wear their hair long in the dreads and whatnot. But you see, there also is a slight emergence of brothers wearing the little twist, little patchy things kind of sticking up. But the point is, you saw our brothers there, and there's some still doing it now. They're still doing it now. They love to reintroduce that in there, but it's very difficult with the men, so they focus on the sisters. And you'll see now, even here, Kanye, what did he do? Dyed his hair blonde. Chris, whatever his name, listen, y'all, I'm just be honest with you. I don't really watch television or entertainment anymore. I don't really have time for that because my mind is focused on how can I get our people out of this problem. But Chris Brown, I think is his name, went blonde. And there are a bunch of other people, not just to call them brothers out, just like it wasn't to call Serena out. It wasn't to do that. But these people now, they lead our brothers thinking, okay, get the tips and get the this and add a little blonde, slowly introducing them into the valuing of beauty characteristics or handsome characteristics that are of other people. It's hard to get the men back with the straight hair. They probably won't go back to that. And just lastly, before I let you guys go, the other thing that they do, since they want to demonize our hair, they don't like it. It's not because it's not attractive. It's very attractive. The problem is they can't duplicate that. They can duplicate your art, your dancing. They can duplicate your music. They can't duplicate your physicality. They can go get the tans and all of those things. They can do that. But it's never going to be you. So what do? They make you hate it. So you got some brothers who, it's subconscious. They don't really know. Go bald. Just get rid of it all. Wear the bald head. Don't have any hair. Because the black hair is not attractive. It's not manageable. No, it's manageable. Just like anybody else here. You think people wake up every day, they just walk out? And no, they do stuff to their hair. They got to wash it, condition it, curl it, put some stuff in it to make it stick to it, get it cut the way. They do all the same things. It's just ours is strong. Our hair grows out. It doesn't hang down. It grows out. It's strong. It's like a plant. You water it, you give it some good light, you give it some nurturing, some nutrition. Boom, it grows. And this is what you have. And this is why we have to have the sisters. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to show you all of these beautiful dark-skinned sisters. I'm not saying, again, don't show light-skinned people. I'm not particularly dark myself, okay? Remember, what I'm saying is that we should not participate with the W's in discriminating against our own people because our children are this. The majority of us are this, like me, you. And we should be loving them, giving them a sense of love, value, self-esteem. We should be promoting those things, just like they promote blonde hair, blue eyes. Now, for you people who have those characteristics and who may be watching, don't be offended. I didn't say anything bad about you. What I'm telling you is that we need to love ourselves, because we have enough people working to instill self-hatred in us. So me and others, here's part of the solution, which I'm going to put in a video. No, you're supposed to be doing what I'm doing. You're supposed to be telling your people you're beautiful. Be black and proud. Be proud of your hair. Be proud of your skin, your nose, your eyes, the way you walk, the way you talk, your slang, your attitude, your accent, everything. Be proud of that. Okay, look, I hope you understand. You see those pictures I showed you. You see them. So no, it's just not the sisters. Just not the sisters. But I am getting ready to show you another video, because even after I did this other one, I ran across a picture that, again, makes it absolutely clear there's an agenda here. There's an agenda. Oh, so before I go, I just want to tell you, there's a video, I think it's on YouTube, called African Diaspora Channel. In that video, there's a young lady who says she works for the entertainment industry. And in the entertainment industry, she came across, was exposed to agents and producers and things like that. She said her personal experience was whether the people were in sports entertainment or music or a film, that the people directed them and told them, if you want to get this brand deal, you want to get this sponsorship, now you're going to have to be with a light-skinned woman, or you're going to have to be with a black woman. I mean, a white woman, period. Now, I know that that's a fact, and you know it too. All you have to do is look at TV. You look at the rap videos. It's incredibly difficult to find a dark-skinned sister in there. And we all just accept that as normal. But again, there's a psychological damaging taking place that leads to what? Skin bleaching, skin whitening, changing of your identity. We don't need to do that. Lastly, I'm going to give you a personal experience. I told you before, I was in entertainment for many years, and I was quite good. And really the potential that I had, you really couldn't see. I couldn't really develop it the way that I wanted because of the restrictions. And in one instance, I had an opportunity to do a film. It was a film that I personally don't think it would have been a big film, but this was all being done right before Tyler Perry's emergence. And you guys remember them because they were going across the country. They were very popular, black gospel musical. You remember all that? Okay. During that time, there was one writer. He became very, very big. He had a couple of big plays, one of which I had an opportunity of acting in. And they were going to take this show and make this show into a movie. And we filmed a couple of scenes so that I guess they could present it to, I don't think they filmed the whole movie, but they presented a little bit to submit to who would be like the executive producers. And I remember for the audition, I was going there to audition, and from what I was told, I didn't hear this directly from the writer, but the people who were working with him told me that that he wanted me to have the role, the leading role. And at that time, it was Chip Fields and I think Kim Fields. They were characters in the film. And in this particular film, I would have been I think Chip's son. Okay, I was young back then. And I remember there was some commotion. I didn't know what it was. But the writer pulled me out and said something to me that, hey, it's going to be all right, Dorsey. It's going to be all right. You know, let me, you know, I talked to you. Don't worry about it. And so I didn't get the part. Not due to any inability to perform the part. The director at the time, we did a scene coming up to the house and all that. And he's very impressed. He's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, this is it. So the end result was I was replaced by, they wanted a lighter brother. This is what I'm being told by the people, that they wanted a lighter brother. And please don't take this like, oh, he must be upset and that because he got replaced. Nah, you must be out of your mind. I went after that and produced many stories and may produce some more now. But when I do, I'm still going to be looking for a good balance to show my people that, yes, dark-skinned people, you don't have to always, which is why I dropped out of the business. I'm not going to constantly be a drug dealer in every movie. I'm not getting ready to be some buffoon black man in every movie. I'm not getting ready to do all of that. I don't care who it is, because the young children are watching. They're being influenced. So long story short, yeah, they brought this guy. I got a chance to see who he was. He came in, he was nowhere near the quality of actor that I was, but he had the curly kind of Mexican looking hair, and he kind of looked like he could be mixed like with like Puerto Rican or something like that. And that's I'm telling you that to show you that what that girl was saying in the African Diaspora YouTube show, and you can look it up, where a woman says something, agents tell black actors, something like that. I don't remember the title. But what she's saying, I had a personal experience with that. And I've told you before where the white promoter picked the white girl out of the scene and said that she was inappropriate because they had, this particular writer in the story had her playing a lady of the night. And all the other ladies of the night, they were black. So he told us the scene wasn't working because we need to take her out of it. And then the scene after we took her out of the scene, he said, no, yeah, the scene looks great now. It's, So, again, sisters, nope. Don't twist this into something that it's not. Don't do that. You see, our men had the same problem. We still got the same problem because our men aren't stepping up, saying, in entertainment, sports, music, they're not stepping up doing the things that they need to do that they're capable of. They're just afraid because they want to keep the money and the fame. But now you see. So, good sister who wrote the comment to me about male black woman bashing. No. It's about our children, the future of our children. That's why I do what I do and I say what I say. I love the women and sisters. I ain't bashing none of that. I love the brothers too, but we have to all come together and remember, we have to promote the goodness because the other people are not going to promote anything but bad about us. Okay? All right, everybody. I hope you understand. Love you all. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.